So I am super excited about our graduates. I'm not going to cry, I promise. We're going to start with a little icebreaker. So left from right, folks, right? Left, right, we're backwards here. But I'm going to ask you a couple questions. If it's a yes, raise your right hand. If it's a no, raise your left hand, okay? So I've given myself a pep talk in the mirror. Lots of rights, right? Yeah. I've fumbled a really important interview or assignment. I've let the fear of embarrassment stop me from doing something. I regret trying something new. All right, so good morning, GCCS class of 2009. I'm Kayla Hall, your class president. Wait, that's not right. Let's try that again. Good morning, River of Life. I'm Kayla, your director of children and youth. 15 years ago, I stood on a stage and spoke to a room full of my peers, teachers, and their families. I spoke about the trials we had experienced individually and as a class. I spoke about the challenges we were about to face as we embarked on new journeys. And I spoke about the importance of community, our existing ones and the ones we're about to build. I stand here now to do a similar talk, but instead of empowering my peers, I get to celebrate another great generation of people. Zoe, Chris, Derek, Megan, and Sophie. Today marks a significant milestone for our young friends, a threshold crossed into a world brimming with possibilities, excitement, and yes, perhaps a little uncertainty. But this message can be applied to our day-to-day at any stage of our lives. So as I speak, does it seem reminiscent of a graduation 15 years ago, 25, or even 50 years ago? Larry. A pep talk before a relay or a swim match or a big life change. Over the years, I learned small lessons, like no reds in the light loads, or Pedialyte is actually a lifesaver and the infants have been cornering the market for way too long. Those required no divine intervention. Lessons we all have to learn, like no, you actually can't use dish soap in the dishwasher. But sometimes our lessons require a bit more work. Sometimes the lessons learned are much larger and we need to take our time to weigh the outcomes and consequences. These decisions don't just impact our young friends in their transition, it affects all of us. As we move houses, as we care for our aging families, as we do new things. And often, these kinds of decisions, these lessons, are accompanied by anxiety. In the 15 years since that stage, I've made some big changes in my life. I've spent many hours celebrating the things God has put in my life, and sometimes grieving the things he chose to remove. These lessons over the years taught me a lot. I still have and continue to deal with, at times, debilitating anxiety. I've moved states several times, rebuilt my community several times, and prioritized the wrong things several times. Throughout my life, throughout these journeys, I've been met time and time again by life-changing decisions. The decisions that have to be made even when I'd much rather hide in my bed. Decisions I thought I had to make on my own. Philippians chapter 4, verses 6 through 9 tell us, "Don't worry about anything. Instead, pray about everything. Tell God what you need and thank Him for all that He has done. Then you will experience God's peace, which exceeds anything we can understand. His peace will guard your hearts and minds as you live in Christ Jesus." If you are faced with the big decision that require a bit more work, are you including prayer on your to-do list? Paul uses this whole chapter to speak about rejoicing in the Lord and living a life that shows Christ's love. He knew the good news and he lived in it. He then went out and helped others learn how to live in it themselves. He was grounded in peace, in his love. So when Paul experienced troubles and challenges, he felt equipped with the right tools to overcome. Instead of succumbing to anxiety, Paul provides a practical pathway: prayer. As we face transitions in life, it can make us uncomfortable, disrupting our routines, struggling to learn new things, adjusting to new surroundings and people. Paul urges us, do not be anxious about anything. This isn't a dismissal of the real challenges you face now and will continue to face. The world is complex and ever-changing, but Paul's command is a call to a different way of engaging with those challenges. It's an invitation to choose trust over worry, to recognize that your journey is not yours alone. In my life, prayer and gratitude keep me grounded. It's not to say that prayer immediately makes my decisions easier or less difficult, but I'm reminded that these aren't decisions I have to make alone. These are decisions made to live a life in Him, through Him, and with Him. As we navigate new environments, face difficult decisions, and encounter unexpected obstacles, remember the power of prayer. It's a direct line to the one who knows you intimately and cares deeply for your well-being. Prayer isn't just about asking for what you need, it's about building a relationship with God, a foundation of trust that will sustain you through any storm. Notice the vital element of giving thanks. Even amidst the uncertainties of the future, you carry with you the wealth of your experiences. You have gained knowledge, forged friendships, and discovered strengths you may not have known you possessed. Take a moment to be grateful for the journey that has brought you to this point. Gratitude shifts your perspective, reminding you of the blessings you already hold and fostering a spirit of hope for what lies ahead. So friends, each day you step into a world clamoring for your attention, be intentional about what you allow to shape your thoughts. Your education has equipped you with the tools to discern truth, to recognize what is noble and right. Choose to dwell on what is positive, what inspires, and what uplifts. In a world often saturated with negativity, your commitment to seeking and embracing goodness will not only nurture your own peace, but also contribute to a more positive world around you. 15 years ago, I stood on a stage and thanked my class of 24 for the years of memory. I reminded them to laugh often and to treat everyone like your best friend. Today, I thank the River of Life family for continuing to love and support our youth and celebrate our graduates as they move into their next chapter of life. May we all remember to embrace the change, pray through the challenges, and live God's love.